July 28, 2016, regular meeting of the County County Board of Education to order. We have our NJROTC cadets, Kevin Martinez and Deanna Ortiz from Coffee High School to lead us in the pledge. And
right, detail, up, right, face, present, arms. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, front, right, face, forward, march, left, 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 right, left, 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 right.
Dr. Banks is going to do our invocation for us.
Let us pray. Dear Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to come together within this board meeting. We give you all honor, glory, and praise for allowing us to be here, letting us be alive and be amongst the living. We ask, Father God, that everything that we do in this meeting, it will be to impact the lives of our stakeholders, and importantly, our students of Coffee County School System. Father God, we thank you in advance for what you have done for us down through the years. We pray, Father God, that this 2016-2017 school year will be the best year yet for not only our students, but for all involved with the learning process of kids in this area. And Father God, we ask that whatever decisions we make tonight, we hope that it will be about our Father's business to impact the lives of all children. And I thank you now, God, that you have allowed us to be here. I pray that within this year that we will exemplify and express good leadership, and that we will do things that will facilitate an environment that people will know that we care about our students and about their growth. This prayer we ask in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We ask it in Jesus Christ's most holy and righteous name. And all children of God said, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dr. Banks.
Thank you.
Yes, we are going to move off of the consent agenda the Huff Mifflin.
It's now number 8 on the agenda.
The Huff Mifflin 3-year service agreement is now number 8 on the agenda.
All right, so with those changes, we have a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? All right, Dr. Reese.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight. We have a large crowd of visitors. Thank you for being here, and I'm excited about the resolution we'll discuss this evening and the month coming up in September. Also, we see our newly elected board member who will be coming on in January. Thank you for being here, and the rest of any of the visitors that we have and our staff that's here. So at this time, I want to review our mission, which is destination graduation for college, career, and life, and our vision, which is an equitable and excellent education for every student. At this time, we've got a special recognition, which is our September Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and we have the team here from the local Childhood Cancer Awareness group, and if y'all want to come to the podium and describe the activities that we're going to have here tonight.
I guess I'm the nominee. There's a big crowd. As y'all have been very gracious in helping us to make Childhood Cancer Month of September very big in Coffee County and the surrounding areas, we're asking you to sign our proclamation tonight showing that you support us and that you're on board with us. And y'all were so gracious to us last year and letting us have a day that you wore our T-shirts to school that day, and on the day of our auction, which is one of our fundraisers, and our sixth year, believe it or not, is sixth annual live auction and bake sale and the silent auction. The silent auction and bake sale is on September the 23rd from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the live auction is at 7 p.m. the next night, and we'll have a catered meal that you can buy tickets for. But we also have our T-shirts, and we don't have any printed, so we don't get to wear them tonight. But you may have seen them already. They've got a Snoopy on them, and they're very child-friendly, and everybody that's seen them just absolutely loves them. So we're very excited about what we have going on this year. We'll have our gold ribbons downtown, and I don't know if I'm sure everybody's seen everything that was done for Ashton Morgan and his family, and it was really great this weekend. And the community really came together and rallied, and that gentleman and his family had a wonderful day, and we couldn't be more pleased or more appreciative to everybody.
That's great. Well, thank you for what y'all do, and it's a great initiative for the entire community, especially our children. So thank you. And we have the proclamation here. We would ask the board to approve the proclamation. And Mr. Chair, do you want to
Proclamation, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, September 2016 states that whereas Douglas, Coffee County, Georgia's children are our most precious resource and our hope for the future, and whereas pediatric cancer is the leading cause of death by disease among America's children ages 1 to 14, and whereas there is one chance in 285 that a child will be diagnosed with cancer before the age of 20, and whereas each year more than 40,000 children undergo treatment for cancer, and whereas 1,350 children between the ages of 0 to 14 are expected to die each year of cancer. 610 children between the ages of 15 and 19 are expected to die of cancer each year, and whereas 60% of children who survive cancer suffer late effects such as infertility, heart failure, and secondary cancers. And whereas 15,780 is the number of new cancer diagnoses expected in children and adolescents. And whereas the number of adults between the ages of 20 to 39 that are childhood cancer survivors is 1 in 530. And whereas too many families have been touched by cancer and its consequences, we must work together to control and ultimately defeat this destructive disease. And whereas we will strive towards a future in which cancer no longer threatens the lives of our children, now therefore we, the Coffee County Board of Education, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2016 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and urge all administrators and employees or personnel of Coffee County Board of Education to support our local childhood cancer awareness group of Coffee County in their efforts to raise funds for research and to increase public awareness of the devastating effects that this disease has on children and their families.
Can we get an update on Jim?
Jim's going to be a senior this year, believe it or not. He's doing great. He's still doing his driving. He'll take his driver's test in January, and we're going every 6 months for scans, and everything's been clear.
It just shows that Jim's on the calendar.
Yes, Jim is
He's on the calendar.
He's up there in the front left corner of the calendar. He's the featured artist for it. So we'll be back.
Get him.
Can I get a motion to approve the proclamation?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
Thank
Very
you.
much.
Appreciate it.
At least big top Saturday too.
It was a little warm. It was a little warm. But I don't think it bothered a person. Everybody was so
Having
happy
a
to
good
be there.
time.
Yes, and thank you.
Thank y'all for what you do. And also, did we nail down the date? I know we had talked about it for Child Cancer Awareness Day in the school system.
September 23rd, that Friday.
All right, so September 23rd will hereby be the Childhood Cancer Awareness Day for the Coffee County Schools this year. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay.
I have a growing boy who's decided he's hungry.
thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Jerry.
All right.
All right. Next on our agenda is our consent agenda. And as we've discussed in previous meetings, the consent agenda is comprised of items that we discussed at our work session, and the board weighed in on their opinions and their thoughts of the different agenda items at the work session. We discussed the details of these items at the work session, and the board is ready to approve all of these items in one motion and one approval. So on the consent agenda, we have our minutes from last month's meeting. We also have our out-of-state travel. There's 2 trips that the NJROTC program will be going on. One of them is to Paris Island, South Carolina, and another one is in Wilmington, North Carolina. We have a resolution for Westside Elementary School to get a credit card. This requires board approval, so this resolution will allow Westside to move forward with securing a credit card for expenditures that they have at Westside Elementary School. And most of our schools do have a credit card for spending at the school level. So this is required for them to have this approved by the board. We have surplus property that we're asking the board to approve. This is surplus telephone equipment. We installed a new telephone system recently, and we have the old phone system. And upon approving this surplus equipment, we are going to convey some of this equipment to the county for their use. They still use some of this equipment, and they've requested to be able to use some of it. So we're declaring the old phones as surplus property. The next item on the consent agenda is the draft system, the air drafting system. Clean Air and air purification are the 2 bids that we're asking the board to accept. The air purification system is a downdraft system, is that correct? And then the updraft stations will be awarded to Clean Air, which was the low bid. And this equipment will be installed at the new Career Academy welding lab, and this will allow the welding activities to go on in the new welding lab. And we will use eSplosh money to pay for this equipment. The next item on the agenda is the Math 180 proposal. I'm recommending that the board approve the expenditure of federal IDEA funds for the purpose of implementing the Math 180 program at Coffee Middle School. The Math 180 proposal was reviewed and approved to be included in the consent agenda at the work session immediately prior to this meeting. I'm also asking the board to approve on the consent agenda policy JBD, which deals with absences and excuses. There was no real material change in this than to be in compliance with state law. The biggest piece was the elimination by the state of the requirements dealing with driver's licenses and students receiving their driver's license. So we are amending this policy to be in line with the changes with the new law that eliminates student attendance being one of the requirements for receiving a driver's license. So we're requesting these items be approved by the board on the consent agenda.
How about I?
I always move it off.
We move that one to the regular agenda.
That require a vote.
I thought you took it off.
Tax digest?
We did.
Tax digest.
That was it.
Oh, tax digest, it's not on there.
Said,
It doesn't require a vote.
It doesn't require a vote.
okay.
It was just information.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Mr. Johnson. Second by Mr. Preston, all in favor?
Next on the agenda, we have the Huff Mifflin Harcourt 3-year service agreement. And we discussed this in our work session prior to this meeting. and I'm recommending that the board approve the Huff Mifflin Harcourt 3-year service agreement as presented. The service agreement was reviewed and approved and discussed at the meeting prior to this, and I'm asking the board to approve this service agreement with Huff Mifflin.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Mr. Johnson, second by Mr. Preston. All in favor? All opposed?
Next on our agenda, we have personnel recommendations. I would ask the board to approve the personnel recommendations as presented.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. All in favor? Opposed? Abstaining?
Thank you. At this time, I would recognize board members. If any comments that you have, we're starting the new school year and we're ready to get that going. And board members, if you have any comments you want to provide as we get ready to start the new year.
Want me to go further, Mr.
Go
Lawson?
ahead, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, sir. Oh, boy. It's another school year, and safety is the #1 priority for our kids. Now, hate don't have no place in our school system, or in our community. It's time for each and everybody in here to talk about love. It's crying time. We can sit here and act like ain't nothing going on if we want to. When I go out the door, I'm looking all around, because you never know what people thinking. Men, stand up and be men, protect your family. Know where your spouse going at all times. People is doing all kinds of stuff. We don't forget about love, we talking about hate. Hate won't make it in. That hate word is a bad, bad word. I can't help how God made me. If I cut my hand, I'm gonna bleed red. Mr. Preston cut his hand, he gonna bleed red. He just made us a different color. But we still brothers and sisters. Our children is very precious. If grown people don't know how to act, you got a problem. All this violence, it make me sick. I can't take it. That's why I stay to myself. I watch stuff. I'm watching and praying. And we're gonna be a board. We have to show an example on what this thing's supposed to be about. We got our teachers in the trenches teaching our children, and we got to protect them too. That's why I want those metal detectors instilled in high school, middle school, and George Washington called in the board office, because I don't trust nobody but the Lord. See, people done gone crazy, and the Lord he done unleashed his death angels. If he catch you with your work not undone, you will be in trouble. So you better get in the holy place and stay there. I'm telling y'all, I can see it so clear. We got grown people bickering about nonsense. Where the love come? I don't understand this thing. I don't like him because he ain't this color. I don't like him because he this color. Well, the Bible says love thy neighbor as well as ourselves. Who is thy neighbor? Everybody you come in contact with. Every neighbor. They didn't put no specified color on them. And I'm telling y'all think I'm crazy if you want to. I know what I'm talking about. The Lord talked to me all the time. I stayed in the hospital 14 days. He wouldn't let me go nowhere. He had me where he wanted me at. He could talk to me. and I take them serious. We got to get back to love. Everybody got to love everybody. Ain't no place for no hate. If you want to do that, go somewhere else. But if you hang around me, we're going to talk about that word, love, every day. Mr. Locke, I appreciate the time. I want to tell y'all again, love is the key word, not hate.
Mr. Johnson. Anybody else?
Hot. All I know is it's hot. Too hot to be starting school this week.
I would like to say we're going to have a lot of folks out on the roads these coming weeks. A lot of new folks going a lot of new directions, a lot of buses. Please stop for your buses coming and going when they're stopped and got their lights on, and watch out for those kids. And then the school supply giveaway, Southwire sponsored again, be larger and than it's ever been, more than likely, and it's tomorrow at Central Square. Is that right? So.
I'd like to wish all the teachers and all those involved with opening the schools next Tuesday. Well, I know the teachers have already been there and the support personnel, but as the kids come in on Tuesday, I wish all of them a great beginning, and all you veteran teachers, take a new teacher under your wing and show them the ropes, because that's not something you learn in college. The things that are really in the schools, they haven't learned yet. So remember what it was like when you started, and grab a friend and help them through it. It's going to be a good year, and as always, the school systems in Coffee County will do their very best to do what's right for our children and to get them to succeed in all the different programs that they decide to go into. So have a great year is what I want to wish you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, board members. Appreciate everything that you do to help our school system be one of the best in the state. And we just appreciate your support. And want to welcome our 56 new teachers to our school system for the 2016-2017 school year. Within our new group, 25 are brand new teachers with 31 veteran teachers. Many are coming to us from other cities in Georgia or out of the state. New hires represent Georgia Southwestern, University of Georgia, Valdosta State, Georgia Southern University, and the University of Florida. Over the past 5 years, on average, we have had 57 new teachers each year. Our new teachers participated in new teacher orientation Friday and Monday, July 22nd and 25th. We're very fortunate to have so many business partners who participate in welcoming our new teachers with gifts. This year, several of our local banks representing Ameris, First National Bank of Coffee County, Douglas National Bank, BB&T, Colony Bank, and Teacher Credit Union actually gave of their time during the lunch break to come and personally meet our teachers, providing information about their services. This year, we have many new teachers moving to Coffee County from other cities and states, so we appreciate our local banks for doing this. A big thank you to Jesse Jowers Frost from Ag South Mortgage as they provided lunch to our new teachers on Friday. Thanks to the generosity of our local businesses donating door prizes, our new teachers left with many wonderful gifts. Thank you to Spotted Eye, Belks, Dr. Fussell and Dr. Wilkerson, Murphy Eye Care, Shell Rapid Lube, and City of Douglas. Our insurance vendors representing Alexander and Company, Allstate, Taylor Insurance, Colonial Cancer, Retirement Consultants Network, Horace Mann, and Vallet not only presented a wonderful program concerning the benefits they offer, but provided door prizes as well. I'd also like to thank, as it's already been mentioned, Southwire and the other groups that are involved with the giveaway for students tomorrow. That's a great program. We will be having our convocation meeting on Monday, so board members, put that on your calendar. Will begin at 8 o'clock on Monday morning. So anybody that's interested, we will have our convocation Monday at 8 at the middle school. So looking forward to getting this school year started, and we're going to have a great school year. That's all I have.
All right. nobody has anything else, we are adjourned.